This is the award-winning Lee Pitts Live.
Brought to you by Lee Health.
Southwest Florida, welcome back. Where are we? You see all these kids all around here. It's a live remote at its highest level. This is the way we like it. We are on location at the Boys and Girls Club in Collier County. And one of the organizations that's been so instrumental in this facility here being built here at the Bosch campus is Lipman Produce Inc. And we have a representative here, Jamie Weisinger, along with Juanita Martinez, the program director here at the Boys and Girls Club of Collier County. That was a lot to get in, but I got it in. Let's bump you in. And so I know to get both of you here in this type of setting is just a thrill to me. And I know I could tell just off camera watching the both of you talk, you're always plotting and planning for the kids.
Yes.
What does it make you feel like, Jamie, for your organization to be so involved with this youth development organization?
It really is the culmination of a lot of hard work from a lot of people, and we were fortunate enough to be able to be a part of it. It's something that's very special to us because we've been headquartered in Immokalee since the late 60s. We now operate the largest open field tomato grower probably in the entire country. And so we're very proud to be of Immokalee, and we're as much ingrained in as much of Immokalee's culture as anybody is here, as a lot of the kids, because even I went to school here. And when the possibility of a full-time dedicated facility was here, we jumped at the opportunity to be a part of it.
That's great.
We're very proud of the fact that they've taken a facility and built something that kids can be here every single day. And we see it almost as an extension of the school system here. And so much more because they teach them how to be good young children. And my family, the Lipman family is really happy to be a part. And it's good to know the staff like Juanita here and have a regular interactions with them and be a part of what's going on.
How would you describe your job at Lipman?
Well, I wear a lot of different hats, but the one that I enjoy the most and the one I'm most proud of is I do all of our community involvement. I do all of our philanthropic work. And so we have great relationships with the schools in Immokalee. We know that these kids are coming at a disadvantage, and so we do what we can to support them however we can, whether it's scholarships for high school kids going to college, whether it's backpacks and school supplies at certain times of the year. The Boys and Girls Club is just an extension of all that, and we're real happy to be here.
Okay. Juanita Martinez, what does a program director do?
Well, Lee, my position here is it's definitely an honor to be here back in the community that I was raised in. And as a program director, I found the opportunity to be able to implement all these programs that I knew was lacking in the community. So that's something why I wanted to dive head first and take advantage of this position, because I understand and know what it's like to grow up in this community and what programs they're lacking as far as educational, leadership programs, career development programs, things that even I learned in college that I'm trying to implement with the kids here in their high school, elementary, middle school age. So as a program director, I get to implement all these programs that I learned in college or just in extracurricular activities. And I've been able to do new sports programs, we implemented things like meditation and yoga, things that relax the kids on a more, in a different level that they're not exposed to in this community. And it being a community that is not very involved in other communities, then you see it, like our next community is about 45 minutes away. So we're very secluded here. And so we lack a lot of things on the outside world. And so that's one of the things that I just wanted to implement.
What are some unique characteristics, demographically speaking, of the Immokalee students at the Boys and Girls Club here?
Well, we have a majority, I want to say, Mexican American students that are here. A lot of immigrants that come here, Haitian American that are also here. That is the majority that make up. We also have black students here. We have some white students. It's very diverse here. And so the kids also only see a certain type of race very often, like more Mexican and Haitian. So they're not exposed to a lot of different races and stuff here. And that's one of the things that we're also implementing in the program is culture. And so they can learn about cultures here.
What has been the response from the community, Jamie, to this Boys and Girls Club being in the community?
I think everybody's been really positive. They like knowing that the people that are employers here and the people that work here are involved in the programming here. A lot of these kids come from a disadvantaged background. Either they don't speak English, maybe English is their second language. A lot of these kids are on free and reduced lunches at their school. I mean, some of the schools have as high as a 96% rate on that. So these kids, for them to be able to participate in programs like this is really something else. It's funny, Lee, because I grew up here as a kid. We've been here a long time, and I went to elementary school here, and my mother was a teacher in the elementary school system. And the reason that we ended up moving to Fort Myers is because she wasn't satisfied with the school system here. And it's funny because I look at it now, and I look at the Boys and Girls Club, and I look at all these kids, and who knows what would have happened if they had this when I was growing up, if we had this kind of facility. Things might have been different.
How do you see Lipman being involved even more going forward?
Well, it's funny because the Boys and Girls Club reaches out to us all the time, whether it's for programming help or financial help. I mean, they have a lot of great professionals on staff, including Juanita, but they seek us for resources that we may be able to provide them. And at the same time, we ask them for help too, whether it's helping us fill out our intern program, helping us with our backpack giveaway that we're coming out. They have a food truck here that's going to come out and serve food to everybody at our backpack giveaway. So it's a very symbiotic relationship between us and the Boys and Girls Club.
I'm glad we have you here as a great corporate citizen, your company, and I'd like for you to take the opportunity also to encourage other corporations to be involved with the Boys and Girls Club as well.
I will, and I think corporations are as an integral part of the community as anybody, as you and I are, because they're part of the lifeblood. They're employer. There's families involved. There are kids involved, and I think corporations have that obligation to be a part of what's going on around them.
When back to you, Juanita, when you sit down, when you come through that door each day, what are some key things you want to get accomplished in that day that you're here?
The main thing I want to do is I want to make the kids want to be here. So that's one of my main priorities, and that starts from being at the door. As soon as they walk in, we have music playing. We have like a celebration going for when the kids get here. We're high-fiving all the kids, and that's my main thing that I want to push for is the happiness that they want to be here. And because that is a big thing on getting them off the streets, because they prefer to be here. If it's a place that reminds them of school, if it's a place that reminds them of just being at home, they'll just go home. They'll go on the streets. They'll prefer that over this.
Is this in walking distance for most children in Immokalee, or do you have a school bus that drops them off as well?
Not in the morning, but we do have buses that are that transport them in the afternoon. So kids do walk up to 2-3 miles in the morning to get here, and they will. We open at 7:30, and these kids are lined up by 7 o'clock.
I love it. Now the club right now is in its summer phase.
Yes.
Explain to people what's happening in the summer phase, and shortly you'll be moving into the after school phase in the fall.
Yes, sir. So in the summer, we start at 7:30 in the morning and we end at 6 p.m. We have them 10.5 hours. So we have them all day long. We feed them 3 different times, and we have programming up to 9 blocks, so 9 hours of programming. And that ranges anything from sports and fitness, leadership, development. We also have career development, and it ranges in those 9 programming.
So even though they're out for summer, you're still stimulating that brain as well.
Absolutely, and that's a big thing that we have. Our STEM program, our science, technology, engineering, math, we're big on that, and the kids love it. And that's another thing that I push for my staff to do, is make sure whatever they're doing, that they're having fun doing it. So if it's going to be learning about something with solar energy, that they're having fun making s'mores on their solar energy oven that they're making outside.
That does sound fun.
So everything that they do, it has to be fun. If they're doing something with math, they're not realizing that they're learning about math because they're having fun doing it.
After school will start at what time? And,
after school, it starts immediately after school. So they come, if they're in an elementary school, they get transported by bus. Luckily, our location here, it's only right across the street from the middle school and the high school. So our middle and high school students, they walk over. And they literally will be here 2 minutes after their bell rings, it being across the street. So they will run over here, sweating because of how much they want to be here.
What is the cost to become a member? What's the process?
So that's a big thing here, and why we're so popular within the community. It's $5 for the entire summer or $5 for the entire year.
Whoa.
So it's practically free, and we do a membership fee just so that they have some type of some type of registration process. But even if they can't pay the $5 and if they express that to us, that's something we would work with them on if they couldn't afford that.
I tell you, we couldn't have chosen a better place and great people to partner together to make this happen. It's been a thrill to have both of you come here and join us this morning on Lipman Live. We look forward to coming back in the future. We know there's some great expansions that are taking place that we've talked about in other shows, and we'll continue to promote the Boys and Girls Club here, okay?
Thank you.
Thank
Can
you.
I bump both of y'all?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
of course.
As the saying goes on this particular show, for those who say it can't be done, they are usually interrupted by those like Jamie and Juanita, who are both advocates for the Boys and Girls Club here in Collier County on the in Immokalee on the Boss campus. We'll be right back.